Hello and good afternoon, my YouTube family. I want to welcome you back to Real Conversation. I'm Angela, and this is Coach Talk. And today I want to conclude on um, part 4, which I have been discussing on divorce, how to cope and heal during and after a divorce. So this is the final section of talking about divorce and coping and healing during a divorce. So, in conclusion, whenever someone is going through a divorce in general, it is very hard. It's a very tough situation, and I'm speaking from experience myself. I have been through divorces, more than one, and it's tough. It's very very hard, very difficult, very painful, very hurtful. But things happen, and we have to learn to deal with it and cope. It's just part of life, and this is one of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing. Um, so again, finally, this section at this point, when you have done everything that you know how to do, maybe counseling, it didn't work out, or just to shed light on the situation, try to get help. It didn't work out. Whatever you try to do, or both of you try to do. Sometime one partner, if you try to get counseling to make the relationship work, um, it doesn't work out because one is fighting. And again, within any relationship, it takes two people. So So that's why we end up now at the final stage where we're going through a divorce, and now it's over. So now that it's over, each individual now, you who is watching this, you have to accept this, that it's final. It's now over. How many years you have spent? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30 years. I've spoken to people who 20, 30 years in a relationship and it's over. And it's saddened my heart to hear stuff like that, to see how much time they have spent in this relationship. And after 20, 30 years, even if it's 1 year, it's time spent that I use wasted, but people that I talked to said, no, it's not really a waste. It's experience that you have gained. So if you look at it that way, even though it's painful, it's experience you have gained. So your next go around, you'll be more prepared and ready, knowing that whatever mistake was made on your part, you won't make that again. You will try to evaluate yourself and work on those areas of weakness, or you know and increase in strength in certain parts. So to say that, so to conclude again, it's final now, it's over. So you have to deal with it and accept that it's over, and you have to move on with your life. So as I stated, it's very, when it comes to divorce, it's very hard. So when a person is going through a divorce or have gone through a divorce, it's very difficult and painful. When it comes to communication, it's very hard as well during this time. So one need to be civil and do the best that you can, because you're emotionally hurt and burdened down. Sometimes anything tend to happen, and you know you could say things and do things that you will regret. So just try to be civil so you won't get yourself in any kind of trouble, any more problems and more trouble. So try to be civil as possible. Try to communicate the best way you know how. And if you're using a lawyer, consult with your lawyer how and what, so they could guide you through this. This because of the pain and hurt. Again, you're emotionally burdened. You're going to be emotionally drained. Yes, going through a divorce is emotionally draining. So, coping through this, because you have to cope through this, you remember now the loss because you're grieving as well. It's a loss, so you have to grieve. It's considered mourning as well. So if you hear me say grieving, mourning, interchangeable, same thing. So you're mourning at this time, you're grieving the loss of this relationship that you spent so many years in. So you feel now again like I felt was waste of time. You're dealing with anxiety. At this time you're dealing with stressful moment. You're dealing with anger, bitterness, unforgiveness, unfairness, and last but not least, resentment. Resentment in many cases come into play as well. And as I said, I could break down each of them. Why? Resentment, because I said the person may have done things that could prevent the marriage from coming to an end at this point. But again, it's over now and it's final, so you have to accept it and move on. Anger, yeah, you're angry because what happened? You're hurting. And I said you might be saying to yourself, well, um, I didn't deserve this because I tried to be a good woman or I tried to be a good man and she was the one who did this. It doesn't make sense at this point for the blame game. You just have to accept it, move on, pray for strength, and move on. Of course, the bitterness setting in, because again, that's a part of anger. Unfairness, you're looking at unfairness of what you have gone through, and it didn't have to come to this point. The unforgiveness setting in, because now you have probably hate in your heart towards this person because of what they did. They may have cheated, and you're holding unforgiveness. Again, experience speaking. Anxiety, very anxious because of the situation, and stress that the anxiety brings on of this situation. So because of all of this, you just have to cope the best way you know how. And again, you could go back to some of the past things that I revealed to you in order to cope, things to do, certain things you could do, hobbies that you have, support group, family that you could talk to, so on and so forth. Now, again, because of the emotional stress, it is difficult to make clear, concise, and most of the time, good decisions or good judgment. It's best at this time to write things down when you are calm. So you have a calmer mindset and clearer judgment. Number 4, eventually your loved ones or even your friends have to know that you're going through a divorce. Because, again, you will need emotional support. But make sure if you're getting emotional support from your family or even friends, make sure they're not negative, because that will take you down deeper and further down. And you don't want that. You already probably, and I said, you're going through the depression already, anxiety, stress, and probably depression most likely, most time it falls to that. So make sure, positive people, deal with positive people. And as I said, if not, find a professional. But if you decide to tell your friends or family, as a emotional support, make sure they're positive. Again, I'm stressing that. Make sure they're positive, because now they're going to come up with negative things and bring up past things, probably from the past, and you don't need to hear all of these things right now. You need to heal. But as I said, if you at this time you decide to confide in them and talk to them and let them know you're going through a divorce, if you don't feel like you are ready to share this with them, you don't have to. You don't have to explain anything to them or to anyone. Again, if you don't choose to share it with them, seek professional advice and support. That's my best advice to you to help you. Number 5, finally, through all of this that you're going through, all your hurts, all your pain, all your anger, your bitterness, your emotional stress, you, again, you must come to the realization that it's ended, it's over, and you have to accept it. So acceptance is your final goal, to accept. Acceptance. Acceptance is a big part of this in order for you to move on, in order for you to heal. Acceptance. The next section is time. Time is a biggie. Time plays a big part in your healing. So take time out. Take time out for yourself. for true healing. And I'm putting the word true healing because it is. True healing need to take place. So take time out for yourself for true healing to take place. It's time as it goes by is going to heal you, your heart. Is going to heal your heart and soul completely. Emotionally. And emotionally. So finally, it's acceptance. Then the final section is take time out for yourself. Time is gonna heal, cause the healing to progress for you to be totally and completely healed. During this time, you're gonna look at things, evaluate certain things, certain behaviors or so in order to heal, because you have to accept certain things as well. Like it or not, you will have to accept some things that you played a part in the relationship that caused it to fail. Because remember, again, it takes two people in a relationship, regardless if it was a small portion of it that you played or a big portion. Doesn't matter. It's over. And again, acceptance, and just take the time after the divorce is over. Maybe if you have the finances, take time away, take a break away, take a vacation, a trip, and go somewhere, where you could meet people, other people, and, talk to people. And I mean, don't isolate yourself. That's not good, because then depression is going to set in. So don't isolate yourself. Again, probably take some time away, time for yourself, away from the family, the noise, the everything. Again, time will bring healing to your mind, emotion, and your soul. Again, at this time, you will sit and think and evaluate yourself. Don't beat yourself up too much. Just use this time to refresh, probably most likely pray for guidance and direction where you go from here. So again, thank you again, my YouTube family, for watching. I appreciate all who comes on and watch this video or my videos. If you do like this video, again, you could subscribe, or you could pass it on. If it's not you, maybe someone that you know that are going through a separation, a divorce, and could use some advice on this area that will help them. So subscribe. If you're new coming on the channel for the first time, welcome. Again, if you haven't subscribed, think about subscribing, and give me the thumbs up, and also communicate with me on, communicate with me, on your likes or dislikes, or, let me know so I could communicate back with you on this. So as I said, if this is some of the videos that you like, please let me know. I love communication. Communication is key to everything. So please let me know, and be honest. I thank you again for watching, Again, I'm your host, Angela, and I upload once per week. So check me out. I speak on different areas, on coach talk, nurse talk, and just, almost, anything that is uplifting and inviting that I feel will help people out there. Nurse talk, I will be talking on that pretty soon, which deals with, as I said, health and wellness, so on and so forth. Health and wellness, eating habits, exercise, so on and so forth. And as I said, coach talk is dealing with relationships and just different areas of relationships. But again, thank you again for watching. I appreciate you guys out there, and I really, really hope that even if it's one person this video helped, I'm happy to be on here just to help. Right? Have a great evening, my YouTube family. God bless. Talk to you again soon. Bye bye for now.